What you want, what you weigh on fight day tells the entire story of how much success you're going to have in the sport of boxing. So, what we're going to do is give you guys a behind the scenes conversation on what these fighters do to make weight when you're doing this at the elitist levels. Now, I'm going to pitch this last conversation about on fight day. When it's time to actually get on that scale, it's going to tell the truth about you, how much you actually know. There are so many conversations in the leading up days to this fight and after the fight to help you guys in the training business when you're fighting and you got to know how to train your body and you're not understanding how to eat and do these things. So this conversation is going to be for you. The weigh-in is going to be included. The highlights are going to be included and the actual formula for eating and physically training your body to be an elite athlete. So trainers and fighters and fans enjoy this segment. Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach. The DMV is in the building. Special shouts out to all of my people in the north on the southeast side. DC in the building. Peace out. Things that I wanted to shed light is that high repetition with your weight training. I know a lot of you guys reach out about the nutrition component when you're getting these amazing training regimens and workouts. What you want to do is keep it super clear. What I did, and I even was encouraged to share with my mentor, my coach, Chis, all wanted me to enlighten them on the nutritional component, because even though they were master trainers coaching the Olympics, multiple Olympics, they would always hand it off to the person who they knew had another skill set, and nutrition and has always been my thing. I partnered with a great dietitian from North Carolina. We compiled the kind of way that you should eat once you do those tremendous workout regimens so your body could fully get the recovery. Now, I tell a lot of people that you were an Adonis. Not a lot of guys have your problem, like loaded with muscle and can fight. And you know that because it's only been 3 people that looked the part and could actually deliver and became world champions with those kind of physiques. We're talking about Ken Norton, Evander Holyfield, the real deal. And very few people, Otis, in the history of boxing, looked like they could fight and could fight. Right? And really was substantial. But I wanted to make it clear what the uniqueness of that nutritional plan is. It was focusing on your intermittent fasting, meaning cleanse the gut, go into a detox with the meal, and then go into that all your proper macro. And when you do that and allow your body to cleanse, when you start doing that training and start cutting your body up, what happens is the body responds in such a way that you don't understand how you could feel that lean, that strong. And so that's one of the reasons I created Clean Athlete. It's just basic whole food and the intermittent system of eating. Stop eating all the McDonald's and just do what fighters do, eat crap. But we created that clean nutrition so that you could buddy the way you look with the way you eat. And that spawned what I was thinking. So I appreciate you really going in depth with that. And what I want you to do is I want you to kind of go back into that. I don't think people really understand how a true fighter athlete should train. The conversation that we had the other day, which will be in social media consistently throughout the week. So if you have not seen how to train with weights, if you're going to fight, Otis is going to give you the breakdown system that you can use. And I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do with the meals in order to have optimal output and recover from that kind of workout. Because the kind of workout that he's explaining that he did will make your body so sore, and you can co-sign on this, that you won't even know how to get out of the bed the next day. Your muscles will hurt so bad. It'll feel like someone hit you with a razor blade all through your muscle fiber. But you got to know how to put that macro back in there and feed it in a way where it's getting that muscle and that reaction. And you can do what you need to do, and you can optimize your metabolic rate. And what's going to happen is when you get it to that place you'll understand why older coaches who worked in the Olympics and with world champions wanted me to do it with them and for them. And that was one of the things that I was able to tip my cap, that I did something really right for the sport, because I gave nutrition to the sport. Otis is going to break down one of the regimens that he done while he was in boxing and as a champion. And I'm going to, like I said, just kind of tell you that all you got to do is focus on cleanliness and think of yourself as a world champion. Think of yourself as what we call a statesman, someone who represents a brand of fighting. Don't just be a fighter. Don't just be a trainer, but represent a brand of fighting. Represent a brand of training.
But what you do is you first have to cook that body down, because we all have different dimensions and everything, and different start off bases that we come from. You might be a small man in a big man's body, or even a medium man in a small man's body. You know, in boxing, because we have to manipulate our bodies in order to get down. So what I did, or what John did with me, was he recognized that my muscle was so freakish that it was even limiting me in my movement and my flexibility, and in my scientific training, as far as going into the championship rounds of 10 and 12 round fights.
Yeah.
It's like he broke down and watched film on me, and was like, look, those first 6 rounds, you're smoking. Like, you know, for a light heavyweight, the guys that throw on average like 75 punches around, you're throwing like 97 punches around as a light heavyweight for those first 6 rounds. And then you tail off. So why are you tailing off? He's like, because your muscle needs more nutrition to continue. It needs more water to continue. If you got muscle and muscle is 87% water, then what's going to happen is, as you lose that water over that 47-minute aerobic exercising, then if your muscle isn't lean and those little muscles don't take over, that's why we did all the drills. Like, he would cook the big muscle. If you got a big chest or big shoulders, boom, we're doing military press, 2,000. Like, and I'm not exaggerating, like, really, 2,000. It burns. I can't do no. No, keep pushing. Because it's a light weight. You would think, like, you start off, you do the first time, you're like, oh man, this ain't nothing. You get about the 500, you're like, okay, this is starting to hurt, you know. And then it's also important what you just said too, Eric, is getting the right food. Like, I wasn't on that end of it. His wife Michelle did a great job of with the camp food and everything, and John and his team of scientists that we had at Tandy Boxing and things of that nature. Those guys break down the macros and all that kind of stuff. So you're right. If you don't put, like, if I was at home and I did that workout by myself, and then I tried to go compete, I would literally fall off a cliff. Like, your body is so sore that it feels like you went out and you just went head up with a truck.
Yeah, you're right. And that's one of the things that people don't understand. When you stop eating just to eat, when you're training like that, you're transforming the body into a different vehicle, and you're going from a Toyota to a Bentley. And if you still try to put regular unleaded gas in it, it won't run the same as a Bentley should. You have to premium that gas. It's octane. And so when you understand how to formulate the food, this is one of the same reasons Coach Bradley told me, I want you in charge of the nutrition for these guys. You got 3 different guys fighting for titles or defending. So I want you to put together that meal plan that you do. And he had told like several of the other coaches about it. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And like I said, I was still at the point in time in my career that I didn't have confidence that they had confidence in me in all areas. So it wasn't like now where I can say, well, I created this, use it, it's going to work. You know, I was like, I hope this works. It did, because the work had been put in. Studies and tests for over 3 years just on this one meal plan before it was released. And this is what I share with our guys in Top Trainer. Hey, implement this, whether with yourself, so you can see for yourself. It's going to work. It's timeless. In 35 years, you can use it. because it does exactly what you need to do. It takes that exercise and those broken down muscles, trillions of tears in those muscles, and it repairs them because first, your stomach is clean, it's empty, it's loaded. Then you load it with the digestion tools, all of those natural fruits and herbs, right? That's all your body has in it. So it's going to operate like some kind of a being from outer space.
You know, but y'all still look at them and say that Tank's the bigger guy?
No, I don't think he's the bigger guy now, but he'll be the bigger guy tomorrow. You saw Roach didn't drink anything on the stage. Tank's drinking right now.
Right.
So Tank's rehydration has started right now.
Right this second.
And then you start putting that food in there, making sure you can break that fast with the bone broth or anything that has that kimchi, or you can do like sauerkraut, like Archie Moore. And you load that body, and then it gets the enzymes that the body needs. Then you put the whole foods in 15 minutes to 30 minutes later. And you're talking about how you look then. I can't imagine you looking better, but if it's possible, the way you feed it, it's going to look better. So I want everybody to be encouraged that there is someone that has taken the time to take care of the boxing game. And that's one of the things that Haley Zale would always say. She was like, yo, Eric, you take this serious.
Wow, that's fascinating. That's what I like about you, Eric, is that you have the medical understanding of what's going on in the boxer's body. And not a lot of people get that.
And I love cleansing the body before you start fueling it. So I appreciate you taking the time to really remember how you went through that process, because from someone who loves high repetition stuff, I know how painful it is the next day or two. Sometimes it don't start to 2 days later. And that's the worst. I mean, like, you are like so ripped, like you have to know how to eat, but your body is so shredded. Your gut is so lean. And then I would take the guys and hit the pool and do aquatic training and swimming, different drills. So it's a great, man. So once again, if you want to get strong with that workout through your eating and lose that weight and walk around and fight weight and go into the fight strong as an ox, then it's your agenda to make sure no matter what you do, you eat in that manner. That's just a pro tip. You don't have to get it from me, but I'm telling you, when you can do that kind of a workout and then you can actually fuel it, you're driving a Bentley to the fight. That's all I can tell you. You're driving a Bentley to the fight, and it's going to be really, really, really difficult to beat you physically and stuff. So there's that. Now, if you got a boxing match coming up and you want to brush up in a few other areas, then make sure you go over to our subscriber portal and get total access to some of these more advanced teachings that have come from a deep boxing lineage. You don't want to plateau going into those fights. And if that's you, become a subscriber today. There are levels in boxing. You might as well get all access to them. So long.